Oh, hi.
Hi, can you give me your Facebook ID?
Well, that might be something you might have heard a lot of times before. And today we are going to cover the topic of social media. A lot of us might be well aware of the fact that the popularity of social media has hiked tremendously over the years. Let's consider Facebook, for example. The most popular social networking website, Facebook, has more than 2.7 billion. Yes, you heard that right. 2.7 billion monthly active users. Due to versatile nature of social media, different people use social media differently. Whatever the case is, there are some serious implications of social media that we must acknowledge. Now, the captivators, were very curious about how people around us use social media. We wanted to check their usage pattern, and hence we came up with this idea to create polls in our social media stories. We asked them different questions, and for each question we gave them two options to choose from. We're now going to show you the findings of our polls in our stories. So the first question that I asked in my Instagram story was, is checking mobile phone for social media notifications the first thing you do after you wake up? 199 respondents replied with a yes, and 98 of them replied with a no. Next, do you think social media platforms have affected your sleep schedule? Out of all the respondents, 261 responded with a yes and 67 responded with a no. The next question was, how long you can go without using social media and still be okay? And 333 replied with, I need to check them every day, while 169 replied with more than one day. And the next question was, have you ever been upset because your post didn't get as many likes or comments as you expected? 92 replied with a yes, and 228 replied with a no. The next question was, has social media detoxing ever helped you? 142 were yeses and 41 were no's. The next question was, have you ever been very attached to an online friend? 220 replied with a yes, and 106 replied with a no. Have you ever been mentally or physically hurt or emotionally hurt by an online friend? 155 replied with a yes, and 174 replied with a no. And for the last question that I added myself, do you realize that you're special in your own way? All 270 respondents replied with, yes, I surely am. Because it's important for you all to realize that you're all very special in your own different ways. Thank you.
The results of few of the polls were quite obvious while few were unprecedented. This poll gave me quite an interesting insight about the people around me and their perception. So without further ado, let's move towards the result of the poll with the belief that the people were honest and genuine with their answers. To talk about the polls, there were 5 questions posted on Instagram to know about the perception of people towards mental health and social media. Out of 118 people, 79 can stay awake without using social media, and it's very good to see that majority of people are not addicted to social media, unlike me. And among 118 people, 72 people believe detoxing from social media help their mental peace. And trust me, I have made it my lifelong pursuit to detox, but I have failed. My bad. And the next question was, if you are somewhere for a vacation, what would you do first? Capture the moment or live in the moment? Out of 125 people, 93 said they would live in the moment. This ratio was quite surprising to me because these days, whenever we go for a vacation, we tend to find a hotel with the internet access. Even though we would like to enjoy the moment, we would like to capture the moment at the same time. Okay, moving forward, the next question was, do you compare yourself, your body and your life with your friends, content creators and celebrities on the basis of what they post? Here, among 121, 61 voted they do compare and the rest don't. To be honest, I fall under the majority category because Whenever I'm having a boring day or a dull day, I would compare myself with the friends who are having fun in the pool. And I know this is bad, and I would strictly not suggest anyone of you to do so, because people only post the things that are pleasing to the eyes. They do not post the behind the scenes. And last question was, do you seek validation through likes? The result of this poll was quite satisfactory. Out of 117 people, only 31 voted yes and 86 voted no. What I would like to suggest is that we don't need anyone's validation. All of us are perfect and beautiful just the way we are. The thing we need to focus on is to improve ourselves and embrace ourselves.
It is pretty evident that social media have become inevitable for a lot of people due to a number of reasons. With the increased exposure to social media, the risk of mental health deterioration may increase. The common risks associated with social media on mental health are: number 1, anxiety; number 2, depression; number 3, loneliness; number 4, hopelessness; and number 5, fear of missing out. In a recent study by Professor of Public Health at the University of Arkansas, using 1,000 adults between ages 18 and 30, it was found that when compared with the lightest users 2 hours or less per day, the heaviest user at least 5 hours or more had 3 times more risk of depression. FOMO phenomenon, or fear of missing out, is a form of anxiety driven by the belief that a person is not present when everyone else around is having fun. It's unfortunate that there are a number of studies that found more than half of social media users are afraid of missing out on some important events or news or status update if not kept up with the media handles. So are you experiencing something similar? Do ask yourself.
How social media actually results in those conditions is the topic of greater concern. Scientists have argued to the topic through various angles. Some of the prominent ways through which social media may affect our mental health negatively are social media addiction, cybercrime and cyberbullying, and desires and insecurities. Now let us move forward towards social media addiction. Have you ever felt happy or satisfied after posting a picture because it received numerous likes? Or have you had the urge to constantly log into your social media handles thanks to dopamine level that is responsible for the feeling of being rewarded? A lot of people are caught up in the vicious social media world. Even if there are arguments about whether or not the social media addiction to be called real, scientists have noted that prolonged use of social media may affect people's sleep schedule and even their daily routine. Not to forget that mood-modifying experiences may add stress and anxiety to your lives. Now, let us talk about cybercrime and bullying. Imagine it's a beautiful start of the day. However, you wake up to people constantly messaging you because of a pornographic content of someone who looks like you has been circulated in the internet. You know the picture is mutilated because you haven't been involved in anything as such. How would you feel? There are several cases of cyberbullying and crimes like these. Do you know students who experience bullying and cyberbullying are nearly 2 times more likely to attempt suicide? And these experiences are associated with low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, family violence, and many more. So, we can say that the consequences of cyberbullying and cybercrime are as serious as suicide.
For the third negative effects of social media, which is the rise of desires and insecurities, strong desires of looking flawless or being famous, unhealthy competitions among companions over number of followers, likes, and comments all affect our mental health negatively. Not everyone looks the same, but comparing oneself with some photogenic celebrities may cause self-image issues. For some, seeing people of the same age being more successful may cultivate deep sense of envy, which in turn adds stress and feelings of hopelessness to their psychological health. Also, please remember that every friends or everything you see on social media may not be true, but your emotions are definitely true. Do not let your self-motivation and self-confidence go down because of someone whom you have never interacted in real life. Remember that we are all unique and precious in our own special ways. Given the negative effects of social media, it is important for us to adopt healthy social media practices. it is best advised to not use social media for a long time with no purpose. Also, cutting down excessive usage for other productive uses is definitely something people should consider. Remember, one must be very careful when bonding with strangers online, and be mindful about the dangers we can get because of breaching of privacy and possible cybercrimes.
There are certainly a number of positives of using social media. For example, easy video calling feature could boost mental health condition positively when a family member at a distance connect to other members every day for some time. According to the recent study by scientists at Harvard School of Public Health, the way that people are using the social media may have more impact on their mental health and well-being than just the frequency and the duration of their use. Using social media in the right manner also involves using them as a means of advocacy for good mental health. It is our social responsibility to be that one online friend whom no one should fear of. We should be that one friend who does not discriminate anyone on any background or class, but should rather promote the lessons of maintaining mental health. We can always help someone in need of mental health counseling by providing them to the respective counselor or by sharing the helpline numbers in our social media feed. Remember, a small effort can save many lives. So we should help and promote any mental health initiatives or events working for the communities.
It is hence our responsibility to contribute in making safe space around us, be it in the real world or in the social media world. So let's remember to be kind to ourselves and those around us.